I was scammed for $700 in a Facebook group. No shocker, right? And we're like, well, duh, Ziggy, why the hell did you were in a Facebook group? Oh, it's sports card. Oh, this is gonna be a great story. What the hell did you do? Let me just tell you this. I'm sharing this story because I want you to understand some of the lessons learned. And I also want to document this for myself. So I remember. I'll tell you too where I am in the resolution process and what I expect the outcome will be. Let me start, give you kind of basics of the story. I'm in several Facebook groups, and this was a Monopoly one. Guy came at me about Monopoly Prism. I get solicitations from people buying and selling stuff all the time. I'll also say I have a very good reputation in Facebook, where if I can, and I know the person, I will do Facebook friends and family deals. So I'm not against those. I'm not at, oh, it's got to be goods and services all the time. Um, so I consider myself a seasoned veteran of this. Guy approaches me, gives me a really good price on a case of Monopoly Prism. I'm hesitant to do it, but he is saying, goods and services. He's not even asking for friends and family, which made me think, okay, maybe he's legit. He has this great story. It's very, very good conversation, talking about some posts, which again, I know social engineering. I'll just leave it at that. He was a good social engineering. He gave me the name of a friend of mine, another guy who had already purchased. I confirmed that. The other guy said, yeah, he made the purchase yesterday. He's just waiting on tracking. I was a little suspect. So he did say, my friend said to me, he goes, but I pay goods and services, so I feel like this guy's got to be legit. And it was that comment, and it's not just that comment, but that information that did bring me my guard down. I look back now and thought, if this was a friends and family, I never would have made this decision. But because of its goods and services, like, okay, dude, I'll send you the money. So I sent $700, PayPal goods and services, also through my credit card, on the 19th. By the 20th, though, I realized that this was a bad decision. I went to bed, had bad feelings about it, confirmed with other people. Next morning, I'm getting the whole rigmarole about, oh, I'll send it to you after work today. I didn't get a chance to ship it. I'll send you tracking. The other guy's having a problem. Two other friends of mine reaching out to me going, hey, did you buy from this guy? I'm like, I did, but don't buy yet. Let me make sure I get my tracking today. Again, by the 20th, I'm like, this is just, it just smelled bad. So I immediately on the 20th, within 24 hours, filed a dispute with PayPal. I couldn't do anything with my credit card because the transaction was pending, by the way. And I did reach out to the guy and said, look, I'm just going to cancel. I have a good feeling about this. He says, why are you going to cancel? I'm doing everything right, dude. I'm legit. I haven't done anything wrong. I'll send you tracking. Um, and he also said he's going to go ahead and do the refund on the 20th, which he did not do that. But he said that, well, I did the refund. You shoot the charge back now, blah, blah, blah. Never got it. I wasn't going to dispute the guy. I didn't want to make him angry. I was like, look, I'm putting it in. I'm filing a case. I don't believe you. I also say this too. At the same time, I had several other friends, I think two others who were waiting to see if they're going to get their tracking. They were still holding on to hope. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this guy's legit. I'm just being an asshole. I am an asshole. Um, but again, I just didn't want to deal with it. I also thought by this time too, is I would be concerned that the guy just simply boxes up an empty box now, ships it to me with tracking, and then I have to dispute the fact that he shipped me an empty box. Right now, I just don't feel good about the transaction. I haven't got no shipping. So I will say, had he been a little smarter in his scam, he should have shipped the next morning an empty box because that would have put me in another fuck cluster of a position. I don't even know what I would do, but keep that in mind. Because I think part of my lesson learned here is goods and services is not the fucking like immunity clause for every transaction you make. Um, I waited, I think, another day. I posted in a Facebook group, has anybody done transactions with this? Several other people came out of the woodwork talking about, one guy said he spent $2,000 with the guy, still trying to get it back. He filed goods and services complaints. Other people saying they've been approached, but they blocked him. So again, right there, I knew red flag, this guy's a bad guy. Um, I did call my credit card company again last night, waiting for the thing to pen. This morning, I finally spoke to the credit card company. So to kind of bring it to speed, at this point, my credit card company is taking my side. They're reversing the charging and chargeback. They'll credit my account back in 2 to 3 business days. Um, if this guy disputes that and argues that he did ship or he did, then he can file a case, and then I have to argue and prove that he didn't. But at this point, I should be okay. I also have a dispute filed with PayPal. Now that's all been electronic. I haven't spoken to anybody over there, so I'm gonna file with PayPal probably on Monday. Let them know I filed with my bank as well. So I do feel protected. But a few things. My money's tied up. $700 is tied up for several days. And I don't think it makes a warm fuzzy for my credit card company or PayPal that they have to deal with this shit. So I don't think we should be too reckless, assuming that goods and services saves our ass all the time. Second thing I lesson learned, I should have posted in the group, has anybody done a deal with this guy before I even sent the money? I've seen people do that before or request vouchers. It's a common thing to do. I don't know why I didn't do that. I would say again, I think I was drunken by the idea of getting more Prism Monopoly. If you've been following my channel, I just had that big Prism hit and I was like, fuck. So emotions definitely fed into it. Um, and working as a community, sharing information, talking to each other, I think is also important. Now, I'm critical of this community because it's not regulated and it's not full of great people. In fact, I would say it's full of really shitty people. Like, I don't know, maybe a 30 to 20%. I don't know, maybe it's that high. Maybe it's too high. But there are some really bad actors. And I think about that because this guy knew what he was doing. He did a great job. I look back at the conversation. He knew about my hit, was asking me questions. I also have to think he had a plan in mind. Like he knew using goods and services wasn't going to get him cash immediately. Like what was he doing with this? Was he transferring goods and services to buy gift cards? I think this is a more elaborate scam, is my point. And I don't think the guy's gone. So again, I warn people to be diligent. I also want to mention I watched this video on YouTube. I'll try to leave a link below. It was on, I think it was on the HBO show about called Slaughtering Pigs. And it really simply is about these scammers outside the United States target Americans, and they target us because we have a lot more money than the rest of the world, but we're also kind of needy, insecure. They build friendships, rapport with you, make you feel good about yourself, ask about your friends, always asking about you, picking you up, making you feel good. And then they get enough of that trust that they're able to get you to do stupid things like install an app that's, siphoning all your money into their fucking bank account. And it's called slaughtering the pigs. And I mention that because I do feel like that's why people prey in the hobby, because they know that they're preying on people that are emotional driven, that are passionate, collector driven. We make some irrational decisions sometimes. So that's it. I'll give you an update. If there's any other updates, I'll probably finalize this on Wednesday night when I do my Wednesday night show, Hobby Now, on what happened and everything. But just something I thought I'd share with the audience about getting scammed. Like, comment, subscribe.